Mohiniyattam is a lyrical art form. Guru Srimati Vinita Nedangadi's choreographies adapting great literary works into Mohiniyattam, like Idasheri Govindan Nayar's Podapata and Mahakavi G. Shankara Kurup's Malayalam translation of Sri Rabindranath Tagore's Geetanjali, are a testimony to it. On second day of Sampradaya, we are excited to present a senior disciple of Guru Srimati Vinita Nedangadi. Today with us is an artist who through her Lasya Mukharika series has brought some great conversations with great gurus and artists in Mohiniyattam. Please welcome Malavika Menon. Malavika has been under the tutelage of Guru Srimati Vinita Nedangadi for over 15 years. She's performed at several stages in India and abroad and conducts specially curated lecture demonstrations. She also runs her Mohiniyattam Kalari, Sadhana, in Bangalore. Malavika is a recipient of Senior Scholarship awarded by CCRT, the Ministry of Culture, New Delhi. Sri Padmam School of Dance is delighted to present Malavika Menon, disciple of Guru Srimati Vinita Nedangadi.
Om Shri Sadgurubhyo Nama. Namaskaram. I am Malavika Menon, Mohiniyattam dancer and disciple of Guru Srimati Vinita Nedangadi. I am extremely happy to be presenting this Mohiniyattam performance for you today through the online medium, and this particular evening is being organized by Sampradaya Festival, where traditions in Mohiniyattam is being celebrated. I will be presenting two works of my Guru, Srimati Vinita Nedangadi. The first piece that I present before you today is Mukha Chalam, a Shuddha Nritta or pure dance piece that highlights the movement vocabulary of Mohiniyattam that is rooted in the aspects of Dvibhangi and Atibhangi. This composition is by the late Sri Kavalam Narayana Panikkar. The vocal is rendered by Sri Kotikal Madhu and choreography by my Guru. I present before you Mukha Chalam. This has been set to Ragat Malika and Talam Panchari.
Te ta dim daga dim daga de दीप्तिते दिमृतते ते दगधिमृतते ते तदिं दगधिं दगदीप्तिते दीप्तिते दिमृतते ते दगधिमृतते दीम्ना तगदिगुदगदीप्तिते ते दगडीम्ना तगदिगुदगदीप्तिते ते दगडीम्ना तगदिगुदगदीप्तिते दीम्ना 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 ते कुतकते ते दे ते 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 तक तक ते तक तक ते तक ते दिगुतगता गते तगते 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 दिगुतगता तगते 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 तगता गते तगता गते तगता गते तगता गते तगता गते तगजनौ तरितं तगुकुजनौ तरितं तगजनौ तरितं तगुकुजनौ तरितं तगजनौ तगुकुजनौ तगजनौ तरितगुकुजनौ तरितगुकुतगुकुतगतं तगुकुतगुकुतगतं तगुकुतगुकुतगतं तगुतगता गते तगते 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 கிண்ணம் தாரி கிண்ணம் தாரி 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 தாரித்த கிண்ணம் தாரி கிண்ணம் தத்தாரி தாரி கிடததை திமிடப்புறதாரே தாரகதே தத்தாரி தாரி கிடததை திமிடப்புறதாரே पुरतारे तारगदे तक दिमिट पुरते तगदे ते 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 तक दिमिट पुरते तगदे वास्तु पुरुष विलयं मुखमण्डप श्रीनिलयम् वास्तु पुरुष विलयं मुखमण्डप श्रीनिलयम् आदरनयनाश्रयं मुखजालमायाजालम् आदरनयनाश्रयं मुखजालमायाजालम् ते तक दिमिट पुरते तगदे तों तिमिन्दगतो तिमिन्दगते ते तक दिमिट पुरते तगदे तों तिमिन्दगते ते तक दिमिट पुरते तगदे तों तिमिन्दगतो तिमिन्दगते ते तक दिमिट पुरते तगदे तों तिमिन्दगतो तिमिन्दगते
The next piece that I present before you is Geetanjali. This is an iconic choreography of my guru, Srimati Vinita Nedangadi. Sri Rabindranath Tagore's Geetanjali has been translated into Malayalam by Mahakavi G. Shankara Kurup. Selected verses from this translation have been adapted into the style of Mohiniyattam and choreographed in the format of a Varnam. And this forms the main piece for today's presentation. The central theme of Geetanjali, this particular choreography, is based on the idea of Madhura Bhakti and the eternal relationship of the Jivatma and the Paramatma. The Jivatma, being the Nayika here, travels through various emotional phases in her quest to unite with that ultimate consciousness. Geetanjali takes you through this journey of the Nayika as she yearns to be one with the Paramatma. This has been musically composed and the vocals have been rendered by Shri Kotikil Madhu. Choreography by Srimati Vinita Nedangadi. The piece is set to Raga Tala Malika. I present before you Geetanjali Varnam, before which I would like to take this opportunity to thank Sri Padmam School of Dance and Srimati Bhairavi Nedangadi for giving me this opportunity in such a time where we're able to connect with our audience through this online medium. I hope you enjoy today's presentation. Namaste.
Bhavane ശൈലി നിഭൃതം ജ്ഞാനദൂ കേൾപ്പൂ സദദം നിതാന്ത വിസ്മയ ശാലി നിഭൃതം ജ്ഞാനദൂ കേൾപ്പൂ സദദം നിതാന്ത വിസ്മയ ശാലി. തകും തരികിട തക തക ദിമി തക ജണു തരികിടത തകൂതേ ദിമി തരികിടത തജം തജം തകജം തജം തകൂതേ തകും തരികിട തക തക ദിമി തക ജണു തരികിടത തകൂതേ ദിമി തരികിടത തജം തജം തകജം തജം തകൂതേ തകും തരികിടത തജം തജം തകജം തജം തകൂതേ തകും തരികിടത തജം തജം തകജം തജം 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 തദീകിണതോ തജം തജം തദീകിണതോ 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 നീലാവിൽ ആറാടിയ രാവിലിന്നോ നീർനിദ്രമെൽ പ്രാണനിരുന്നിടുന്നു നീലാവിൽ ആറാടിയ രാവിലിന്നോ നീർനിദ്രമെൽ പ്രാണനിരുന്നിടുന്നു നീലാവിൽ ആറാടിയ രാവിലിന്നോ നീർനിദ്രമെൽ പ്രാണനിരുന്നിടുന്നു നിന്നതിക തിങ്കൾ അർപ്പിക്കുവാൻ എന്നെയ പ്രേമ ഹസ്തത്തിൽ അർപ്പിക്കുവാൻ നിന്നെ മോഹിച്ചു കഴിയുകയാണു ഞാൻ നിന്നെ മോഹിച്ചു കഴിയുകയാണു കടന്നു വന്നു വാതിൽ പൊളിച്ചൻ മുൻപേ നീ സദയം കണ്ണീരൊലിവിൽ കൂടി ചേവടി ചേർന്ന് മമ ഹൃദയം ചേവടി ചേർന്നു മമ ഹൃദയം ഗപനി സാരി പഗ ഗപഗരെ ഗഗ പഗരെ സനി സനി പ ഗപനി സരി രി സരി ഗപ ഗഗ ഗപനി സനി നി സഗരി നി സനി സാനി പഗരെ ഗപനി തഗദിമി തഗ ജനു ജനു തരി തും തും തകും തരി കിട തഗ തദിം കിണ തും തും ജനു തരി കിട തഗ തകും തരി തഗ ജം തഗ തഗണം തദിമി തകിട തഗ ഞാനറിവില്ല ഭവാന്റെ സരെ പമരെ മരെ സനി സനി സരെ രേ നി സരി മ പനി മ പ നി മ പനി സ സ മ പനി സരി രി രി മ രി സരി സ നി രി സ നി സനി സനി പ മരി മരി മന്ത്രമധുരം വിളിക്കുവതാരേ നീ മൽപ്രിയ സുന്ദര കാന്ത മന്ത്രമധുരം വിളിക്കുവതാരേ നീ മൽപ്രിയ സുന്ദര കാന്ത ആസജമാക്കണം ഉള്ളിലിണങ്ങും ഭദ്രാസ ಕೊಳ್ಳರುದಾತವ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಗಲತ್ತು ಕೊಂಡು ಬಲಿ ಚೆರಿಯ ಕೊಳ್ಳರುದಾತವ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅಗಲತ್ತು ಕೊಂಡು ಬಲಿ ചെറിയ പൂവുകൾ വെള്ളം തളിച്ചു വെടുപ്പോടും പൂത്തട്ടിലാക്കി വയ്ക്കാം 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 സംഗീത സാന്ദ്രമാം സംഗീത സാന്ദ്രമ അന്തരീക്ഷത്തിൽ സംഗീത സാന്ദ്രമ അന്തരീക്ഷത്തിൽ സംഗീത സാന്ദ്രമ അന്തരീക്ഷത്തിൽ സംഗീത സാന്ദ്രമാം അന്തരീക്ഷത്തിൽ നിന്നും സൗരഭവാരിയെറിയൂ സംഗീത സാന്ദ്രമാം അന്തരീക്ഷത്തിൽ നിന്നും സൗരഭവാരിയെറിയൂ മന്ത്രമധുരം വിളിക്കുവതാരെ നീ മൽപ്രിയ സുന്ദര കാന്ത മൽപ്രിയ സുന്ദര കാന്ത
Namaskaram. I welcome you all to the second day of Conversations with the Artist segment in Sampradaya series. I have with me here today is Malavika Menon, who's senior disciple of Guru Srimati Vinita Nedangadi. And I'm very happy to be in conversation with Malavika, who's Vinita Chechi's student. Welcome, Malavika, to Sampradaya Festival.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm glad to be speaking with you too.
Thank you very much for a beautiful performance.
Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. I think it's a very well curated event where one can seriously see Mohiniyattam performances on a very good platform. Thank you so much.
Malavika, before I ask you about Vinita Chechi's Kalari and tradition, tell us about your dance journey.
Right. So I was born in Kerala, brought up for a large part of my childhood in Saudi Arabia, in a Gulf country. And so naturally my first initiation to dance happened there with a teacher called Shalini teacher, and then with another teacher called Preeti Rajesh. So they were my teachers initially. I underwent Bharatanatyam training with them. Began at the age of 4 or 5. Like most Malayali kids would, like to initiate into classical dance. I had that liking and my parents supported me. So that's how it began. After which, about when I was about 9, 10 years old, that's when I wanted to, my parents really wanted me to get some professional guidance from a little more authoritative teacher, you know. That's how we decided that during my summer vacations and winter vacations, we'd join some teacher in Kerala. And naturally, my aunt took me to Vinchechi, my guru, Srimati Vinita Nedungadi, who I call Vinchechi. So I was introduced to her then, and we started 1 year with Bharatanatyam. The first time I met her, that we started out with Bharatanatyam, but soon, the very next year, we wanted to go on to learn Mohiniyattam. And that's how I actually reached Vinchechi, and that's the biggest luck and blessing for me as far as my dance journey is concerned, because that's when I actually started looking at dance differently. My seriousness of study and approach, and because my teachers in Riyadh, it was more like a fun class, and we did not have more of, you know, chitta, we call that kind of rigor in training, that was missing. And when I got to Vinchechi's Kalari classes, that's when I realized, oh, there is so much more for me to understand of my body and everything, on everything about how I move and look at dance. So that was a turning point for me, although at that young age. From then on, every summer vacation and winter vacation was dedicated to dance classes. I never took any other break, or I did not visit any other places. When my vacations came, sometimes I would even travel earlier from Saudi to Vinchechi, and 2 months, 2 to 3 months, we used to have dedicated classes. So those were all my school vacations I remember with dance and Vinchechi. After which, after 10th grade, I decided I'd go to Kerala I wanted to spend more time with her for a regular study. So 11th and 12th, I stayed in Palakkad and I studied, learned under her more seriously. After which I happened to do law, which was 5 years in Pune. But mostly, even during that time, I would be engaged in performances, learning, and training with Vinchechi never stopped, thankfully, and that's what I'm most grateful for. And she gave me stages to perform and sort of understand my own liking in the art form. And gradually, I stopped performing Bharatanatyam and moved to Mohiniyattam full time. Now it's been about 6 years, I think, since I've performed Bharatanatyam. So I've been solely focusing in Mohiniyattam. And after law, again, I decided I wanted to take up dance full time. So then I decided to do a Young India Fellowship at Ashoka University in Delhi for liberal studies. I wanted some learning and reading about arts and literature and things like that, which is why I chose to do that course. So even at that point, until now, I continue to train under her. Right now, I'm doing a senior scholarship by the Ministry of Culture. So this is the second phase of the scholarship. So I'm doing advanced training under my guru. The learning continues, and my outlook on dance has certainly changed by being a student.
Let me ask you about Vinchechi's Kalari. What are the methods of teaching, and how has been your experience under your guru?
Right. So I told you, right, when I came to study under her, it was an eye-opening experience. I didn't know that we had to look at our posture so much, every minute detail. It was a new learning for me. I actually relearned everything that I had learned already. And so I know from experience that back then we had a certain kind of training system which involved all the basic, you start from certain body conditioning exercises, Churuppa, Padangal, and Adavus and so on. Same like theory also, we used to have theory classes and detailed Abhinaya sessions and everything. So all of that was taught. And then there is so even today, now back then when I learned, mostly, children used to come to learn Mohiniyattam after a certain amount of training in Bharatanatyam. But now in Vinchechi's Kalari, there are children who are really small who initiate into dancing through Mohiniyattam itself. There are takers for this art form right from a very younger level. So then with time and age, Vinchechi's method of teaching and to teach these young children have actually evolved over time. So today we have more rigorous training patterns, but we follow the same system. So that's how her Kalari is. And once a student is done with the Adavus and the basic foundation of the art form, then there is a set repertoire that is taught, starting from Chorikatta and other pieces, choreographic works. So once you reach this kind of, once you finish your repertoire, of course you have your Arangetram and so on. But after which then we actually start a serious study is what I would say from my experience, because as you finish learning these pieces, you have a certain kind of understanding, although limited. So that's when like a student goes to an advanced level, and then Vinchechi sort of guides you through what kind of choreographies can you learn further. And she is a giver, complete giver. So she gives all her choreographies to her students with utmost sincerity. So that is absolutely something that I am inspired by her. And there is a lot of rigor in her Kalari system. One thing I would like to say is about the she's very strict about taking the churuppas properly. So your stretches have to be there. And she's somebody who believes that whatever theme you take in the art form, whatever you are portraying, it must be in such a way that the viewer is always reminded that this is Mohiniyattam. It should not go out of form. So at every step, even if you're doing Abhinaya, she believes in having movements even during Abhinaya, not just static, not throughout. Although there could be places where you are static, but still she believes in following that Andolika movement, Dvibhangi, Atibhangi, and the Vartula Chalanangal, the circularity that Mohiniyattam is kind of rooted in. So that is what she believes in, and that's not easy to get, is what I feel. And it's quite rigorous, that that controlled movement that one expects, that she expects. The level of control in your body is a high standard to achieve, which I'm still practicing and trying to get to. But that's one thing I find very different in her Kalari too, the importance she gives to Shuddha Nritta, and that's something that I really like in her style as well. So this is about her Kalari. Also coming to the advanced training sessions. Some things I would like to say is about how she treats a choreography for each student. So I have mostly had one-on-one classes with her, mostly. And now specifically because it's an advanced level of training, it's always one-on-one. So we have a major part of our learning is also discussions and conversations. So she gives you the space to ask her any kind of question. It's never a monologue, it's always a dialogue between herself and her shishyas. So that gives me a lot of space to think and ask, and I don't have to doubt whether this would sound the right way or not. Of course, it's with a lot of respect, but that opens up your mind to think further, is what I feel.
Absolutely.
And yeah, so that's a huge thing. And also with how she treats choreography for each student, that was what I wanted to tell you, is that now certain kinds of students have certain kind of physicality, their emotional maturity is different. So she kinds of looks at it and tweaks her choreographies to suit that particular student.
Okay.
Or she tells you, why am I choosing this method here? Why am I choosing this method here? She gives you both. You can choose, so that kind of training is really helpful, especially right now with my scholarship. We are going through this choreographic technique is something that I'm learning from her right now. So she involves me in the entire process, right from choosing the composition to setting the music to every step of choreography she does in front of me, and she tells me why she chose this particular part, why should this be given more important, why should you use a sanchari here, and things like that. So I'm really cherishing these classes because it's a huge learning experience.
It opens up your thought process as well.
Really, absolutely. And that's why I've started feeling more confident about the art form. And I personally feel that I can perform now with much more conviction than I did earlier. So there is a lot in Mohiniyattam, and there is a lot to do, is something that she keeps telling us. And so that inspiration is sort of injected, and you have an adrenaline rush every time you are in her class. So that's a major part of our Kalari.
Okay, nice. The next question I want to ask you is, Vinichechi has done creative choreographies by bringing Malayalam literary and poetry works into Mohiniyattam, and that has given a whole different dimension to the repertoire. How has your guidance been to draw inspirations from literature?
Right. Of course, she has set a standard so high in adapting poetry to Mohiniyattam that I have not yet dared to take up a poetic piece and convert it or choreograph it into Mohiniyattam. But certainly, there is a lot of thought going in my mind in that direction. And
Okay.
like you said, inspiration. The main inspiration that she gives me is to read everything and anything that you get your hands on is something she says. I've heard other dancers like Alarmir Wali ma'am and people saying about poetry, you know, how you should be sensitive to literature, read a lot of poetry and fill your mind with a lot of imagination and metaphors and imagery, and that's what sort of translates into your choreography. And this is what I see in Vince's choreographies. And every time I learn a piece of poetry, work of poetry from her, in the format of Mohiniyattam, of course, that it's a huge learning for me. And I ask her, why did you not? She tells me, why did you not? Why did she not take this particular line? Why did she choose this line? How does it go with the art form? How can you convert it musically? What can be edited and what needs to be put? So these kind of things are very important, and it takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of effort to really bring that beauty out. Now, for instance, Pudapata is one iconic work of hers. And in that, if you take the whole poetry, you'll see that so many lines are not taken, yet she's used them in Sancharis, or she's used the flavor of the piece, of the poet's words, and sort of translated it into movement and abhinaya by choosing only lines that actually match the art form, that can be performed on stage, and not take every line. There are several examples for this, and also converting this poetic work musically. It sounds like it's been written as a lyric for the piece and not like a piece of poetry. It's quite, I'm really still astonished at how she does it, but yeah, there is some kind of magic that goes in there. And yeah, I hope to do some works like that.
Um, so on that note, one of Vinita Chechi's very noted choreographies is the legendary guru Kavalam Narayanan Panikkar Karugare Karmugil. I don't think any dancer has quite matched up to that brilliance and precision in that choreography. How was your experience learning that piece from Vinichechi, and how did you internalize that item onto yourself?
Right. So I clearly remember that I learned this piece when I was in the 9th grade. And I was really worried, should I learn it? I was like, I don't think I'm up to the mark. But she gave me caution. She's like, no, you can learn it. You learn it and slowly you'll get to it. That's what she said. It was a really beautiful experience. First, so about Karagare, if I have to say, Kavalam sir wrote the piece as an ode to the farmer's happiness upon the arrival of the rain. He did not really visualize a peacock there. But today, Karagare has turned synonymous to the dance of the peacock. If you see, so many other interpretations have come to it, but everything with the peacock involved. So,
right.
When she, like I said, her sensitivity to nature and her understanding of poetry, the imagination that came into her mind when she read this poem was of that of the peacock, which is why she chose to take it. She, of course, took permission from Kavalam sir, and he said, please go ahead. And once she did it, again, she faced a lot of, at that point, she was, she was battling within herself a lot of questions about, should I do it, should I not do it? And until then, Mohiniyattam did not have a central character of a bird or an animal. It was always a Naika or some character, human character, or that of a god, something like that, but never that of a bird or an animal. So that was something different. And what really inspires me in this choreography is how she stylized the movements of the peacock to that of Mohiniyattam. It's not, you will not see too much of Natya Dharmi or too much of Lokadharmi. There is a merging that happens there. And again, this is why she keeps saying that at every point your audience needs to know that you're doing Mohiniyattam. You should be shouting out that this is Mohiniyattam. That's what should come out of your performance. So that's how she's really worked on this piece also. If you see the movements of the peacock, they're highly stylized to suit the art form. It's never too much of Lokadharmi or not too much Natya Dharmi. So it has to suit, it has to be balanced to suit Mohiniyattam. That's what she says. And if you see, so Karagare also, like I forgot to mention that no work of hers, she never sees any work of hers as complete. She keeps exploring, she keeps ideating and keeps adding on things to it. So what I learned so many years before may not be the same now. So I also keep learning it from her or understanding it better and things like that. So she sort of tells me when we're doing a piece, she sort of really gives you an idea of what the entire piece is about, what made her think in this direction, why did she take it, what is the background of the piece. All of that is discussed. Now, coming to Karagare, first during training, what she would give us training for would be the movements of the peacock, that eye movements. That is what we are taught first on a very detailed level. That is what we are trained for. After that, we go on to the piece. And of course, when you're first learning, you reach nowhere. Slowly with time, today I can say I'm more or less comfortable doing it and I enjoy doing it. This is one piece that none of her students, her senior students need much practice, because we're so used to doing it and we all love this piece so much. We've embraced it into our style, and which is why it's iconic. And even today, wherever we go, how many ever times people have seen this choreography, they still ask, Karagare and Daviliye, or will you perform Karagare? They keep asking that. So if I may add on one more thing, the Karagare that you have seen probably would be the shorter version. That's what she did first. So recently, not too many years ago, she sort of created a new version of Karagare, which is why I said she keeps experimenting. So there you will see the peacock doing more Shuddha Nritta. So there is more of alap. It's in the Samanta Malahari Ragam, Kerala Ragam. So in Samanta Malahari Ragam, Sri Kottakkal Madhu, our Vinchechi's musician, Madhu Mama has done an alap beautifully, and the other accompanying artists. And during the alap, there is a proper Shuddha Nritta portion for the peacock. So there you can actually see how the dynamicity of movements in Mohiniyattam has been explored. And it's a piece very close to our hearts, and hopefully someday we'll be able to present it. We've presented it at many stages, but it's still yet to be seen by many people, I believe.
Right. Okay. As one last question, Malavika, I want to ask about your recent venture, Lasya Mukharika series. You conversed with many legendary gurus and artists in Mohiniyattam in an effort to deeply understand the evolution of Mohiniyattam, and in turn learn also about different parampara that are carried forward today. How was your experience conversing with these gurus and creating a knowledge base as part of that process?
Right. So again, Vinchechi is an integral part of Lasya Mukharika, because this was a small thought that came into my mind. And it was just, I just wanted to have conversations. I wanted to know more. And I thought this period would be apt, because all of us have much more time than earlier when we would have to travel constantly. So that was my thought, and I shared it with Vinchechi first, and she, as always, is very supportive and encouraging. So she asked me, she told me, why don't you start with the seniors? That would give it more depth. So, and it would be more systematic that way. So I was more than happy, and she gave me complete guidance to sort of go ahead with it. And how do I approach the whole concept, and how can we bring it forward the best way. So her role in Lasya Mukharika is huge, and I don't think it would have turned out the way it did without her support. So that was Lasya Mukharika, and we wanted to have, my main reason was I wanted to know more, have more conversations, and have more students like me participate in this and have more thoughts in their own minds. So that it was just an attempt at that. And I'm really happy that everybody in the Mohiniyattam fraternity has been happy, and I've received good reviews, thankfully, so far from the whole series. And I'm really happy and thankful to the entire fraternity, because all the gurus and practitioners were said yes to me in my first request itself to join this conversation. And that's what I'm most grateful for, because and they were all so kind and generous with me, with such a young dancer which they needn't be actually, because it was just an attempt, and they gave me full confidence to go ahead with it. So that was huge, and because of which the responsibility was high too. And I believe I could, to a certain level, bring it out. But of course, I want more conversations to happen in this field. And I think people like you are also, artists like you are also doing your own bit to make this happen during this period. So that's really great. We should all move ahead.
Right. So I want to mention that the series is turning into a point of reference for many dancers like me. And it was very insightful to learn from these legendary gurus and artists their contribution and their dedication and commitment to promote this art form, and the choreographies, their innovations that they have given to the art form to promote it. It's amazing, and it's something that we can look up to as the younger generation dancers, right? So that was very insightful, and looking forward to many more such initiatives from you, Malavika. You are a wonderful dancer, and and you're carrying it forward very well. And thank you very much for a wonderful performance and being part of Sampradaya Festival.
Thank you so much. Thank you for considering me to be a part of this. And like I said, I believe that we should all keep doing such ventures, and let Mohiniyattam shine, and let us all.
My pranam to Guru Srimati Vinita Nedangadi.
Yes. Thank you so much. And Vinchechi's blessings and her generosity is what reflects in whatever I do, and I wish to just keep doing that forward and hopefully make her proud. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.